A galactic civil war spreads across the stars. From the heights of Coruscant to fiery Mustafar, to fight the evil empire, for people join the fray. These are the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Edge Studios' Age of Rebellion. This is Arc 3, Episode 5 of The Hard Road. And I'm Ben, the GM for this adventure, and I'm using they-them pronouns.
Hey, I'm Erica Goodwitch, and I'm playing the they-them suffering mayhem Norn Gremian, engineer-scientist.
I'm Zach. I use they-them pronouns. I play Shen Mayhem Shazen, who uses he-him pronouns. He's infiltrator, interrogator, and medic.
I'm Henry. I use she/they pronouns, and I'll be playing Isabel On, who uses she/her pronouns, and she's a ship pilot and captain.
And I'm Joy, and I use she/her, and I'm playing Keidra Javik, a sharpshooter.
To learn more about our characters, we get one to ask the rest a question, and it's Norn's turn today.
All right, we're in the conference room. We've got slideshows up on the board, and Norn is currently doing the thing where they pinch the brow, the bridge of their nose and sigh, and they're just like, okay, we have to go through these scenarios to try and prep ourselves for the future. We have a runaway hover train, and it has two courses. One course one course has one singular person on it. The other course has 5 people on it, and you choose which path the runaway train goes down. Which one do you choose?
The one with the deer.
Wait, say the last part again? There's a track with one person and a one with multiple people?
Yeah, and the train is runaway. You can't stop the train. It has to go down one of these 2 paths.
Well, who are the people?
I mean, there's variations on this problem, I suppose. Let's say the one person on that one track is Izazel.
I would put the thing in the middle. Well, if it's just the captain and I don't know the other people, I'm saving the captain. I mean, let's get real. But all
right, well, so you're dooming 5 citizens that were here to help
probably,
to save the captain.
But listen. If this were really happening, I would put it in the middle so that it jumped the track and just scooted to his nice little halt right between them.
I mean, if that's a possibility, maybe, but I think the core of the problem is that it has to go down one of the tracks.
Thermite on the track.
And there's it's a runaway rail. Maybe there's a whole bunch of people on the rail too. If you destroy the train, then
you just keep adding people to this. You're how many people can I make?
Listen, this is the scenario that has been given to me to run us through.
Literally,
it's dumb, and I recognize that.
I abstain.
So my question is, which one has the deer on it?
The deer?
Yes,
like a Kaibuck deer?
Yeah. Because if you kill the deer, then you get to eat it, and they're usually very good at slowing down trains, and so it might save the life of the people on the track.
Norin goes through their notes, there's flimsy in their hands, and they kind of flip through the papers to try and find anything about a deer.
So yeah, the one that has the deer on it, okay?
What if there's no deer?
Oh,
what if it's just people?
How about if there's Rancor? We can hit the Rancor.
This is training for our brains in crisis situations.
Oh, so you have to kill somebody?
It's not we're killing them. It's more choosing which bad option.
Okay, so when she's doing it, it's choosing a bad option, but when I'm doing it, it's killing people. What is that? I'm sorry. You're right. I abstain.
So these are all our friends, or are they all strangers?
No, it's very unspecific.
Okay, if they're strangers, kill one person. If they're friends and they're all friends, like the 5 are friends and the one is not, we kill the 1. But if the 5 are not friends and the 1 is, then we kill the 5. Okay? Okay. But if they're both strangers, then we hit the deer.
Okay, but this is supposed to be like training scenario, like the captain's
so it's
on the
so easy.
tracks, but so are the people that were actually here
Okay,
to
then we save the captain. We
help
don't care about
as
the other people.
intersector
No, it doesn't
rescue.
matter. You save the captain because then we can save more people in the long run. But if you kill the captain, then we have no way off the planet and then we all die together anyway. So yeah, we need to save the captain, okay? She's very important. Sorry, Isabel, you're very important to us, okay? And you just have to be saved. And we have to kill 5 people, we kill 5 people. And it's just the way it is. I'm sorry that the people have to die, but you have to live.
When you look over to the captain, she's actually taking notes on what people are saying here.
Deepest thing I've ever heard.
Because
It's like I have no idea how we're going to score on this assessment.
Well, because
But
there is no score in this assessment. Obviously, this is the question on us weighing for ourselves the difference between active choice and passive choices when it comes to morality, regardless of who's on what side. If pulling the lever takes us to 5 or 1, this is meant as an exercise in order to make us think, how do we weigh passive decisions versus active decisions? Are we willing to make active decisions though the consequences end up on our hands no matter what? Or are we willing to allow passive decisions to affect our morality even though we did not make the choice, but because we did not make the choice, more people die, etc., etc.? It's more of a conversation piece than an actual test. And if we're getting right, if our test is gonna get us any kind of points, I will personally talk to the commander about this. But don't take it too seriously. What we are here to do is think about how do we weigh our active moral decisions versus our passive moral decisions. What do we want to? What are we willing to allow happen, and what are we willing to not allow happen?
What if it's like that Minoc Man movie where the kidder
Minoc Man.
Yeah, and the kidder and the bombs were whose bomb controls what switch? What if when you throw the switch thinking it goes one way, it goes the other way? Then what?
So I will give you the crew. I will give you this. When a decision like this, where we need to make the best judgment possible in between the two, what we should have done before that is prepare ourselves for such decisions. Honestly, Norin, thank you for this. In moments like this, where we can think for ourselves, what do we find important? What is our mission? What is that we were willing to do? Are you willing to let people die for me, or for Norn, or for each other? Or is the safety of innocent civilians the most important thing? I cannot tell you the answer to this.
No.
You
let me shoot them, and then they don't have to feel the pain of the train. I just shoot them, they all die, and then they'll be fine. And then Isabel lives, and there's no big moral thing because they've already died. They don't have the big pain and suffering of a train hitting them.
Norn has put both their hands through their hair and weaved at the top of their head as they just stare at their makeshift classroom. It's just there's a lot of mixed feelings going on here, bewilderment,
What's the next
a little
one?
bit of awe, and honestly, Yumi expectations.
I think we give perfect answer. We are good.
I mean, all answers are both imperfect and perfect, so yes, you have a perfect answer with this one. It's philosophical questions like this are just, they don't have an actual answer. I
don't like school. There's no actual answers.
Well, there are things that have an actual answer. This is not one of them. I had a friend on the old crew I was on that would do this all the time. And all they would do is question you and make you think about your decisions and make you think about the logic that you made to get to them. They kept saying it was training for being a captain, but I think they were just messing with me. Though now it seems that it's coming to you, so who knows? So, Norn, what decision would you make?
I abstain.
You would kill all my people, wouldn't you?
Oh, so that's okay when you abstain. I'm gonna go get some tea.
Who would you save? Your friends or innocent people?
Yeah, Norrin,
Is
would you
Keecher asking
kill
Isel
for me or
Norrin?
save us?
Noted.
Norin's left the room.
I'm gonna follow her. Norin, who would you choose? You can't leave that you unanswered. You have to answer. Like, you have to. Who would you save me? Probably not. Would you save Isabel? Maybe. Would you save Shin? I think so. So yes, who would you save? Would you save 5 or 1? Norin.
Isel's just like the last one in the room, kind of getting up. And that's why you give long-winded answers. Everyone forgets you never answered and walks out the door.
Oh yeah, that too. The camera picks up. We're in a decent-sized stairwell where there's people streaming down from higher levels. There's Izazel framed pretty close to center. Head up to the comlink in her ear, and her eyes going a bit wider as she turns to look at the wall. You can see a little bit of dust spray out for a moment as cracking seems to be going up the side of the wall. Then we hear Izazel say,
I have an idea. Cookman, concentrate on getting everyone out. I'm gonna keep this building up as long as possible. So, what Isacel's gonna do is get out like the pieces or toolkit that she needs. Her, what do I call it again? Her, what's it called? Emergency repair patches. All of them that she could get her hands on, and she's gonna start running up the stairs, binding as many of the cracks as she can get to like keep them, like finding the biggest cracks and try her best to hold this like stairwell together. So at least people can get through here and escape, because if this stairwell goes, no one's getting out after that, and she needs to stop that.
all right. In that case, I'm wanting to get a... This totally feels like a mechanics check. The way it's working out, I should be using one of my 3 dark side points to upgrade it, which will turn it to 1 red, 1 purple. And because of the amount of people who are still coming down the stairwell, I'm figuring that that's going to add a setback on top of any other setbacks.
Sweet. So, I'm down with that. So, since I have my toolkit and my emergency patches, does that get me 1 or 2 boost?
I'll go with 2.
Sweet. And you know what? We might need those death. No, I'm not going to use that yet. I'm going to hold on to that in the back of my head. There's something else, but I'll hold on to that for a little bit. So, I'm rolling with 2 yellow, a green, 2 blue, 1 red, 1 purple, 2 setback. It is a roll. Let's go. I get a failure and a triumph.
Ha!
You triumphantly fail.
That's...
That is an interesting roll for what I just did.
That's a lot of dice.
I mean, there's a lot of dice. There's a huge, huge amount of cancellation.
It is.
And in the end, well, I mean, there's a yellow and a blue that are blank. And then just so many others just canceling. And we get 1 failure and 1 triumph, where the success component has canceled out. So how is this going to work out for the triumph? Because this isn't doing anything structural for the building.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the roll was to
Stop the staircase from falling, like debris from falling apart and destroying the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, obviously you failed to do that. However, your triumph is that even though the staircase crumbles, it doesn't block the egress path. And in fact, maybe makes it a little bit simpler to get from A to B. down the rubble. Oh.
I-
Like, you failed, but events
Yeah.
still turned out in your favor.
The primary thing, but a cool thing has happened that is related. It's at this point, it's sort of like a triumphant, critical advantage as opposed to critical success. I get where you're going with what you're suggesting there, but
Okay, I think I have an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and this is just going to make this rescue just slightly more interesting. Okay, maybe a lot more interesting. Roll with me here. Like this stairwell is going out. We know this.
yeah.
But the triumph, because I'm about to see if I can figure something out right now. Is what do they call it? The lifts? Like they power's out, so they're probably not really working. But what if the triumph is that even though they're not working, it's not that like the structure of it's broken, because it's like it's held together like to be a little bit stronger than stairwell, probably because it has to move a big chunk of a turbo lift up and down for the people. I wonder if the triumph is that thing is still structurally sound or sound-ish.
I can go with ish, yeah. I can definitely go with this buying time, and that the turbo lifts are a lot more structurally sound, and that it is going to buy a bit more time. The stairwell itself looks to be stable for the moment, but it looks to be only a matter of time before it's going to fall away. And eventually it's going to be going in pieces as opposed to all at once. Like, you are still able to keep going down the stairwells, but at some point the stairwells are going to give way, and probably bad things will happen with the building.
All right, then Isabel's going to do something that's probably dangerous, but she's going to spend whatever time she has left to get to the top floor, and she's going to start helping people go climb down the turbo lift who can, and help carry people down level by level until we can to get the last people out.
So here's how I'm interpreting this to sort of sum it up. Izazel attempts to use something in her toolkit to reinforce the crumbling Duracrete, finds that she can't, realizes that the turbolift structure is still sound, so while the staircase hasn't crumbled yet, it is inevitably going to, goes to the top floor and sets up a
bed sheet rope.
something with ropes, like a belay
Yeah.
system to go down the lift with people.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's definitely the plan.
Oh, benevolent GM?
That sounds like something that could definitely work. I'm going to go, thankfully, as you go higher, there are fewer and fewer people. By the time you get to the top couple levels, beyond there being a fairly old person who they're looking at the stairwell and just thinking to themselves that, no, there's no way I'm going to be able to get down those stairs. It's just too many stairs. There's no way I can make it down in any sort of time. Okay, by the time you get up there, Hookman has joined back up with you. He's gone through and essentially found everyone who's had their door closed and kicked them in, so that every unit he is very confident on his way up has been emptied, and they're in the stairwells going down. It's hard to say exactly when things are going to happen with the building, but things are looking up. There are a small group that has made it to the top floor so that you can start lowering them down the turbo lift shafts. If you want to, you could try and start doing combined checks to lower them by athletics down.
That is something I want to do with the Hookman. Just start. I was going to ask an athletics checks, and there's something that I want to ask if I could use that, try to help people that I just got recently. It's probably not going to help enough, maybe just enough so they don't make it a little bit reduce their weight a bit. Because Isazel's always going to be the last one down. I had invested in 2 force powers this time. Sense was mentioned earlier. I also have the move basic power. Most of these people are bigger than the silhouette 0 I can normally use,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to try to use, like, not to actually lift them up, but to just make it, like, pull them just enough so it reduces their weight. So people who are a little bit weaker in the arms or they're having a little bit trouble, it's just like they can feel almost like they don't weigh as much for a moment. Like she's
Okay.
trying to, like, help pull them without, almost like subconsciously, like, help them.
I love the idea. What I'm going to get you to do is roll a force check, and mostly see whether you have to tap into the dark side or not.
Yeah. Alrighty, first we're to do
Or
that.
maybe you get 2 pips, which also would be awesome.
Nope. She's pulling her to dark side. She's pulling into that fear. Makes sense.
I mean, everything considered makes perfect sense. Do the thing for tapping into the dark side.
Oh yeah, I'm just giving up that destiny point and taking out that strain because it's like, you know what?
And I mean, it's a single strain. It's not that bad.
Oh yeah.
In that case, I do want to get a athletics check, which, hey, look, we've got a clone trooper there who has stayed in shape. So that would be a 2 yellow, 1 green for his stats.
All right, and I'm guessing a boost for Isasel helping.
Are you going to be on the line as well, or just doing the force stuff?
Just doing the force stuff, but just like,
Okay.
probably, I think what she's probably gonna do is use herself as the top anchor point, and almost kind of like she's holding her, like pulling back and pulling with the force, like she's like she's subconsciously kind of like helping people while using herself like as the anchor point.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, in that case, it will be 1 boost.
Sweet. And what's the difficulty?
It'll be a red and a purple, and then for montage difficulty, I'll add a setback.
Sweet. That's. I had a 1 from earlier still, so I have a red, purple, 2 setback.
Yep.
And
yeah, I'm using a dark side point to get the upgrade for the red.
Okay. I'm gonna argue for 1 more boost, and this is more for like about Hookman's knowledge and stuff, and just like his memory. If
Okay.
Hookman saw Isasel kind of like putting her hand out and pulling without pulling, would that give him a little bit of extra boost for himself of like something's different, something familiar?
Yeah.
Or might give me another setback.
I can go with that.
I feel like me and Hookman are gonna talk later. So that's 2 yellow, a green, 2 boost, a red, a purple, 2 setback. I'm going to hold off on those destiny points for now, because we might need them later, so let's see how we do.
Sure. Whoa.
2 failures and 2 advantages.
All right. The lowering people down the turbo lift shaft is going, but it's going relatively slowly. Like, lowering people down so that they're not free falling and getting into trouble, bouncing off walls, that sort of stuff takes more time than Isasel initially thought, but it's still going. And you get a call up from Osam saying, "All right, I think that's the last of them. We're not getting any more down by the stairs, and you said that you only got a couple more up there. Well, those are the ones in the turbo lift shaft, isn't it?"
Yes, there's just a few more coming down the turbo lift shaft.
All right, great. Oh no! I'm gonna go with that. You're able to get the last of the residents down the turbo lift shaft before the building itself starts to rumble. And I'm going to flip a destiny point because that seems like a perfect point to do it. And it's at this point where the stairwells start to cave in. And in doing so, with Isasel and Hookman still up on the top floor, the turbo lift somewhere at like the 5th floor, something is jammed in the way of the turbo lift tube at about the 5th floor.
Me and Hookman looking down, looking back at each other. That's... Stops, goes on the comms. Awesome. Focus on getting everyone out. Me and Hookman need to find another way out.
As Isazel and Hookman start walking off, figuring out where they're next going to attempt to do something, the camera just keeps on panning as it does a wipe and comes in on Shen and Norin standing in the large field tent. As people are starting to come towards there, where Medics is in the field tent, and as fast as a 2-1B is ever able to step, they don't really run, but they move somewhat gracefully as they're going between beds. M3 is going through and doing quick diagnostics on people using their scumped scanner and quickly doing, okay, well, this person is needing surgery, this person, they need bone set, that sort of stuff, doing very primary triage. 0U is on the Codfather in the pod and is diligently going from surgical bed to surgical bed to surgical bed as one is being dealt with, then to the next, and working with both Shen and Norin as things are going on.
Norin, great job with the tent location. Thanks for the help. I'm gonna take this group into surgery. I don't know what else needs to be done out here, but I think you can handle it logistically speaking. I need to go and do some surgery real quick.
You got it, medic. I will just do prep work out here, organize people according to what they need. Maybe
if you need any of the meds, make sure
intake.
you use the M's. The M's,
Okay.
They'll do, and they can at least hop on each other to get to the shelf if they need to.
Yeah, intake. I'll handle intake and processing.
Thank you, Norn. You're the best. Shin runs off
Okay.
to surgery.
Norn is walking around with the data pad and greeting people as they come in and directing them to free cots or to chairs or so on, assessing injuries and what level of care is needed.
Would I know medicine is medicine, but would an education check count for like being able to triage people? Or would that
I've got
have to
both.
be? Oh, well, that's fair too.
I do medicine or xenology would be the two that I'd actually
I also
hit.
have xenology.
Okay, and again, this is sort of in a montage setting, so all the ones that Norn is dealing with are ambulatory. Essentially, if they're beyond their wound threshold, they're bypassing the tent and going straight to the pod.
Yeah.
This would be, I'm going to go with a 2 purple, 2 setback check. One on account of time crunch and the other one on account of setting. Like, essentially having, you are at the limit of what the equipment is able to do.
All right, and which skill is this? Medicine, xenology?
Whichever one you're wanting to do.
Hmm.
The way it plays out, it would be different between the two.
It's like an educational standpoint versus like a medical experience standpoint kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm meaning. I like the idea of multiple methodologies of getting to the same endpoint. Like, if you're wanting to go based on, like, we've got Godels coming through or weak ways coming through, and they've got different ways that they present issues, that totally feels like a xenology kind of thing. Or if it's this is what the scanner's doing, and this is how my field medicine courses have been, then that would be more of a medicine check.
I'm going to go with medicine.
Okay.
If I did xenology, I would get to remove 2 setback dice because of researcher. But I'm going to go with medicine because I feel like medicine is what fits here.
Okay.
So it was, what was the difficulty?
2 purple, 2 setback.
And those 2 setback were on top of the
Yes, they
failed
are.
discipline?
Yes, they are.
Right.
They're
Don't
on
forget
top of
you
the
have
fear.
4 light side points.
I suppose I will flip a light side point just to make it a little bit more even.
I mean, if there's ever a check that the Force being part of it, which is silly because there are those signature abilities.
Yellow, 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 green. 2 purple. 3 setback. There we go.
Yep.
1 threat.
You were frelling kidding me.
Nah.
Oh
That
wow.
is so much cancel.
Like,
That is
no dice
nuts.
were blank.
Could there be a boost for how well all of this equipment was set up and how, because I did a lot of prep in earlier scenes with all, giving orders to all the different droids and helpers so that things are set up in a way
I mean,
that
I would
it eases
absolutely
it.
allow that, yes.
We're all holding our breath.
1 success.
Yes! Yes!
Oh lordy.
Yes!
All right. Norn is able to stay ahead of the stream of people coming in, and by doing so is able to keep the almost literal crush of people calm, because it started out with a few trickle, and they were saying that this weird droid was directing him this way. As soon as they start describing it, it's very obviously Jones. After a short amount of time, there is this just train of people who are coming from where Izazel was sending him. There's more and more people who are starting to come out of the buildings. And they're starting to congregate around the Codfather.
Can I just... Is it just me and Shen here who have the medical knowledge to help these people?
And the droids.
Or to treat them, however, is what I'm saying.
At the moment, it's just the ISR personnel, yes.
So me and Shen.
Until any other doctors show up, yeah.
And Aziz able to help out. Trellway's a pair of hands.
I actually have an idea for Trellway. Trellway, as Chin is moving through the pod to surgery, hey, can you get on the comms and try to find any other, see if you can locate any other response personnel, medics, trained medics maybe, and start directing anyone to this location perhaps, or seeing if they can spare any medical personnel.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Do you want me to get in contact with that card person?
Who?
The card person, the
Wait.
one that Kedra had gotten in contact earlier.
Kedra? Oh, Kedra talked to somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess I missed this. Yeah, go ahead and connect me, or give me what they know, I guess. Or connect us. Yes.
Right away, darling. Okay, and goes over to a wall console that you're there, looking a little quizzically, and taps a few things. All right, here you are. Joker card, this is Shin Shadesen. He's apparently in charge of our medical response.
Shin is scrubbing up and getting ready to go into surgery. Oh, I've talked. Okay, yeah. I'm the medic for the ISR. We've got a surgery pod and a triage area set up at this location, and starts rattling off whatever coordinates.
Oh, that wild woman was telling the truth.
Yeah, she's great.
Good. It's been so rare to see that. People have been, well, let's say there's been some amazing people, and also some that have been very questionable. Well, she said you had medical equipment and full power. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're getting close to capacity, at least for the pods here, but I think we have another tent somewhere we can set up. I have to get in here and do the surgery, though. If there's any details you need to work out, can I leave you to do the coordinating bit? But we have what we need, but we do need trained medical professionals if possible.
Do you have more theaters?
I mean, if you can't spare any. I mean, we have plenty of surgery bays in here, but
I have some staff to send your way. They will try and follow that mad woman's path through the wreckage.
Yeah. It should be no problem. I'm sure she cleared the path. All right. Any other coordinating? Just do here through this proxy. Thank you. Hopefully, we'll talk in better circumstances later. And Shin goes into surgery.
If you send them over by air, we have a big gathering of people starting to appear out front. If you're following our hunter's directions, you're absolutely going to find your way here, eventually. Send them on. We will welcome them with open arms and some disinfectant. Say hello to the wooden-colored person who is doing all of our intakes right now. Thank you. Bye, darling. And click.
Yeah, I would love to do some sort of medicine check to do some surgery.
Oh, yes. In this case, this is going to be a hard one. Okay, I'm not actually going to have any extra...
I am going to upgrade it. I'll flip it after this, but I'm gonna upgrade mine.
I'm just thinking about any upgrades and whatnot on my side.
Go for it.
On account of the time crunch / the amount of people outside, I'm going to go with a setback on it, and it just feels of a import to have a destiny point. So
yes. we don't have to flip anything. Yeah.
There's a
cool. All right. So I've got yellow, green, purple, red, setback. And I should have asked for another blue. But I don't need it. Success and 2 advantage. Woo! I told you I'm a doctor.
Sure are.
I can keep them alive. It may be the brink of death, but they are in fact alive.
Okay, so the one that you're operating on, which is, I'm assuming, the one who showed up in the wheelbarrow at the beginning of the previous episode.
Yeah.
You do have 2 advantage. What do you want to do with this? On account of, I am figuring that this is a bit of a montage setting. It is not an easy surgery that you're doing.
Can we have, there ended up being a lot less amputations than we thought there would needed to be. No, I mean for real, people are far less injured, able to recover more quickly. We had enough back to ready. Everything was prepped and ready on hand so that once everybody got here, treatment started immediately. So anything that was dire could have been handled quickly. There were less amputations because we got to people quicker. There were less cases of sepsis because the droids were on top of it. Everything was just kind of moving just how it needed to.
I absolutely can get behind that. It definitely feels like that kind of a setting where things are going quick but very efficiently in the actual operating theaters between you and Zero U. The 2 of you have been just moving in sync. The helpers have been moving in and out. Right as you need it, they're there with whatever it is.
The M's are taking this so seriously and have not gotten in anybody's way once. They have been in perfectly in sync themselves and just all over the place.
They're responsible for guiding and directing when Norin, points and handing out trauma blankets, not shock blankets.
Not shock blankets. I cannot stress this enough.
And then there's L6 just wheeling around as the gleaming white mouse droid that they are, delivering drugs and back as needed everywhere that they can.
While also sanitizing all of the floors and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's as soon as someone's out of surgery, they're there. You're not quite sure how quickly they get there, but it's almost as soon as someone is off the surgery bed, you see them on the surgery bed cleaning.
Well, they have all these nice little access ports just for the mouse droid so that they can get where they need to be quick without being in the way.
Yeah. So
James tried to use it once. It didn't work out well.
With that, I'm thinking, as someone's lifted off of the surgery bay and there's L6 like almost rising up out of a port at the exact same time. Like just as they have enough room, it happens, and then the camera's a wipe keeps on happening as L6 rises up and then fades out, and then we see Kedra and L1, and L1 is grabbing a large. Actually, it's L1. L1 is grabbing a downed land speeder and moving it onto a sidewalk, making sure that the large pathway is clear as opposed to the sidewalks.
Oh, yes,
And
yes, yes. Very,
Kachunk.
very good. Oh, yes. Very good, L1. I'm going to call you Lone from now on. Lone. Good job. That is a very good place to put it. Okay, now we got most of this done. Do you see any other big things that we need to move out of the way? We have to take sick people and move them along this path. Lots of work. You must be tired. My muscles aren't because there's not too much big stuff I can pick up.
Oh, no. This is the kind of work I like.
Perfect. Now, do you see anything else that we need to pick up? Because I don't see anything else. I think we did it, yes?
It's only been one block.
We did great on this block. It's so good.
Well, I'm figuring that they've made more than a block, but I am thinking that they're not fully through.
Yeah. This is Kedra.
What I'm thinking is that there's actually a street that mostly goes past the crater. That's like crater wall, and there's the street next to it. That mostly it's there and is navigable, but you're needing to shove a bunch of stuff out of the way to do it.
Okay.
Figuring at this point, it's been like Kedra figuring out what needs to move, especially using Kedra's experience with hunting, saying like, okay, if we move that part, we're going to get a collapse there and it'll make things move out quicker. So using L1 in a very effective fashion. So as you're doing this, the question I've got initially is, in relation to L1, where's Kedra? Is Kedra like sitting on his shoulders? Because like this is a silhouette to very tall droid.
So she's not going to sit on it. So she's going to stay on the ground and kind of watch to see, like observe around. Like, okay, like he's moving the speeder. So then she's going to look around and be like, okay, this building is kind of looking like it's kind of collapsed. If we can push it the other way, then the debris will go the other way or whatever. Like she's trying to have him like big things like push this over. And if she gets closer to the crater, she can be like, hey, just push all of this so that this will fall all into the crater. Like let it all fall into the crater, and then we can just kind of push things off to the side and make a path. And so she's going to be looking around. So probably a perception roll?
Yeah. We're going to start with perception roll or vigilance, but perception feels a bit more right. It's going to be a 1 red and 2 purple check because it's someone applying not entirely liked skill sets. Like hunting and civil engineering are not exactly alike each other, but they've got principles.
Right.
They have more principles than some people would like to admit.
Do I get any boost?
I mean,
because L1 is with me?
I can go with that, sure. Using L1's experience with moving stuff.
All right, so I'll have a boost and then I'll have a setback because of the setback thing. So okay, and I did upgrade some of my skills, and this is one of them that I upgraded with my experience that I hadn't spent in a long time. So, so here we go. Oh no! Okay, a failure and an advantage. So maybe I don't really notice everything, but I'm like anything major, but I'm still like, oh, let's move this big crater over here. Like maybe that's my advantage is like, hey, let's move this big boulder and kind of like I'm moving the smaller pieces to make a way for people to like run with like, a stretcher with a patient on it, that way they can get there and they don't
Okay,
have to
yeah.
like trip over things. So I'm moving things, the smaller things, while he's moving the bigger things.
Okay, so what I do want to get is this is going to sound like one heck of a roll, on account of it is, but also
Okay.
just feels wrong. So I'm going to get you to roll L1's athletics on account of how much is he able to get moving. But he's also trying to move buildings here. So his base roll for it is 2 yellow and 3 green.
Okay.
The difficulty on this is going to be 1 red and 3 purple.
Okay. And he gets a setback?
No, I'm going to go with he does not.
And maybe a boost because of gravity?
I mean, I go with a boost on account of you're helping directing him.
Okay. I'm directing him and telling him, just a little more weaker over here, push on this area.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. It's a big boost. Oh, yeah. It's one advantage and a triumph.
And that's a heck of a roll, so yeah. That is wild. All right. From the 2 rolls, what I'm thinking is that you're not able to clear anything wide enough or clear enough for land speeders to work. Like, nothing with a small repulsor engine is able to get through. But you are able to clear enough for people, like you were saying, with stretchers and general people movers to get through if they have, I don't know, bikes or whatnot.
Yeah.
Pallet jacks of people, they're able to get through. But nothing as wise as a land speeder. But it is definitely marked out. So there are the 2 advantages and also the triumph, which I'm figuring is not being touched by what I just said. So what do you want to do with those?
Okay, so with the triumph, I'm thinking that like the buildings, even though they look unstable, they're not gonna fall on anybody
Okay, I can definitely go with that.
because we can't knock them over. But maybe like that, so like it's safe for them, even though it doesn't look safe. There's not gonna like fall on anybody anymore. Like it's stable, and then the advantages is that I can make the marker the path, like I can mark the way so that people can easily find the path and know which way to go, like which way to turn on this street to that street and stuff, so I can mark it clearly
I
for
can
them.
definitely go with that.
Okay, cool.
As you're out there, you're seeing people start coming towards you from the hospital. Some of them are passing. You see a couple of the ambulance air speeders fly over and essentially use you and L1, mostly L1, as a designated waypoint that they essentially fly to the giant droid and then take a turn as they've been told how to get to the Codfather. So every now and then there's a airspeeder passing over and then people are coming up. But the thing that I'm wanting to get right now is this one actually is a vigilance check. It is going to be... Nah, it isn't going to be anything weird. It is actually going to be just a 2 purple vigilance check.
For Kedra?
For Kedra.
Okay.
You can get a bonus off of L1, but that's going to be better than what L1 can do.
Okay, and then I get a setback because I have a setback for
Yep.
everything I roll. Okay. 1 failure and 1 advantage. I'm not doing very well on my rolls.
Sometimes it's like that.
That's okay.
I feel like that sometimes.
So just as you are going around a corner, taking a look, seeing if there's a better way to go than down the main thoroughfare, because like half of this road is gone into the crater. You're wanting to see whether you can move the path everyone goes, like a block or something, down an alley or whatnot. And as you turn the corner, you see a Imperial officer and I'm going to go with 6 stormtroopers walking in proper sync in behind him, like a 2x3 formation as they walk. And the stormtroopers have their rifles up in the fairly classic across the chest pose as they're walking surprisingly in sync. They're barely out of... You can hear them. In this case, you can see them as they walk. The Imperial officer just sneers at you as they walk past.
It's not very nice to be too sneering. I say that slightly under my breath, so they can't hear. I'm gonna go, Lone, come help me. Like, we need to move more craters and more boulders to like open up more space. And then as soon as they're out of earshot, whenever they're out of earshot, I'm gonna radio. Giselle, we have problem.
What's the problem, Kedra?
I saw 6 stormtroopers and an Imperial, and they sneered at me, and they're walking around holding guns and blasters. I think they want to shoot me. But I have Lone with me, so I'm gonna have Lone. So, yeah.
What direction did you see them going last?
That way.
Did you see, like, Isabel looking at Hookman?
Pointing. Just like... they're going towards the hospital. I think they're gonna go kill everybody that's there. Should we go and help protect them, or should I just leave them be, or should I do my sniper thingy? I can try to, but with them in the armor, I can't really. Well, maybe if they take their helmet off, I don't know. But I can kill
All right, is this
them.
open comm to everybody?
Yeah, Kedra, just try.
Please tell me this is open
Is this
comm
like
to
that
everybody.
train problem?
It's to Isabel.
Oh, it's definitely open comm because she was about to, like, try to tell Kedra's like, go on basic comm. Oh no, they hurt.
It's just to Isabel.
Is this like that train?
What should I do? Should I go shoot them? Should I like take a loan and do something? Oh, by the way, I named L1 Loan. Okay, so that's my nickname for him. You just have to deal with
It's actually a pretty
it.
good name.
Kedra,
Yes.
you should see this.
Okay, pick me up.
L1 is there and is pointing at something with one of their giant lifters.
Okay, Keisha's gonna ask. It's gonna look that way, and she's also gonna like want to climb on top of him.
They're all having a picnic.
Keitra comes over and sees where Lone is pointing, and it looks like there is a Trandoshan there who is laying on their back with blaster burns. Their shirt has no sleeves, and in the upper arm that you can see, there is a tattoo with a circle and what kind of looks like a hammer and then an inverted U over top.
Is that like the rebellion symbol? Would Keitra know what this is?
Ooh. Techno Union.
Techno.
Yeah, they've got a Techno Union symbol tattooed on their upper arm. And yeah, they're laying there very obviously dead, which is impressive for a Trandoshan. And they have very obvious and very recent blaster burns to their chest.
And so they're hunting down technicians. Okay. I have to shoot them. Is this L?
Yes, Kedra. Wait, before you say anything, connect to the private comm of our crew.
Yeah, that's why I'm
probably...
only. No, I literally only calmed you.
Oh,
like,
perfect.
You're the only one I haven't calmed anyone else. I literally just calmed Isabel.
Oh, okay. So she goes, all right, Kedra, what is it?
So I see this technician person with a little techno thing on his arm. He died because of these stormtroopers, and I'm going to go shoot them, okay? I'm going to probably start a big old shooting thingy, and I might die, but I'm going to go do it anyways because they need to die, okay?
Kedra?
And no
Kedra.
stun.
No, I mean, I wasn't going to say stun, but be patient. Wait for them to come after someone to be distracted. And was it just troopers, or did they have some sort of leader with them?
Oh, so they had an Imperial person with them. I'll shoot the Imperial person first, and then I'll shoot troopers, okay?
Okay, this is a smart...
Because the troopers have armor, and the Imperial does not have very much armor. I can shoot him in the head, well, or in the leg, or wherever you say I should. But I want to kill him, because I don't think, like, memeing him would be good.
Okay, Kedra, because no one else can hear, I will give you approval to use lethal force, but I need you to stalk them, follow them, and wait for them to do something.
I'm very good at stalking. I
Oh, I
will
know you
stalk
are.
them, and I will hunt them, and I will make them suffer. Okay, I will have to send Lone to you probably to help move people. He's good at lifting things, so he could probably carry some people who are sick and that while I go stalk these people, okay? I will keep you only on my private comm, okay? Just you, nobody else, okay? I'm going to go silent now because I need to be quiet when I go stalk them. See you later. Bye-bye.
She connects to what's it called, Lone, because she's like, okay, that really is a good name. Lone, I need you to go to Shen and Norin to help them out. There's not much you can do for me here. Me and Hookman need to find out something else. We can help ourselves.
Okay, Captain. I'll see you soon at the Codfather.
I'm going to stalk them now.
And then looks at Hookman. Things might get a little bit crazy, so I have another plan.
Hookman's a witness to the authorization of lethal force.
Can
Accessory.
I make a roll to do like perception to find a good sniping spot so that way I can keep watch of them, but also like be able to take them out from a long distance because I do have my gun because she never leaves without it.
Okay, the thing with hemming and hawing is... I mean, I can go with perception, but it feels like perception should be a higher difficulty.
Okay.
Streetwise, survival,
Streetwise?
or even stealth. Those ones
Okay.
feel more like the skill set.
I'll do stealth.
Stealth would be going up against 2 red.
Red, and a setback. And can I get a boost because this is my like
Oh, heck yeah.
jam for hunting? Okay, and okay, I'm trying to think. I think that's let me just look.
Yeah, just 2 red in your setback for a difficulty.
Yeah,
That's
I was
six.
just looking at my tree for a second.
And absolutely.
Okay, so I do have expert tracker. So I remove a setback per expert tracker for checks on
I'll take it.
tracking targets.
I will
Okay, so I
totally
can remove
take
my
it.
setback. Okay. That's what I'm going to use. Okay, so then I get rid of the setback and I can do all this stuff. I just wanted to make sure because that's what I was.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, here I go. Yes, 1 success and 3 advantages. Ooh, so good. Okay, so I'm gonna find I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna look at all the buildings and look at all the things. I'm gonna find a spot that I now know is safe because of the buildings and them not being able to be knocked over. I'm gonna find a spot in one of them that I know is kind of obscured but has a good view of the whole city layout, like where the hospital is and the road and all that. And that way I have a good spot to spot them and I can watch them. I'm going to climb up in there because I'm good at climbing because I climb trees and mountains and all that stuff. I'm going to find my way up into a nice perch. And then I'm going to settle in and look through my sniping rifle and watch them without moving or making any sound.
to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates at linktree/The Hydian Way, and you can find me, Ben, on the socials at Deuterium Ice.
You can find me, Erica, at goodwitchstudios.com and linktree/Erica Goodwitch.
You find me, Zach, at linktree/Tales of the Outer Rim, a season of Tales from the Great Library, and previous shows here on Heroes of the Hydian Way.
You can find me, Henry, everywhere as at Sim Disorder with one Y and one I in that order.
And you can find me, Joy, on the Other Place podcast as Season 2 as Talana and live on twitch.tv/joyfullyme2 playing a variety of games.
And we're all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes and previous seasons.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. Plus, you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
You can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com, and you can find merch at tpublic.com/user/thehydianway.
If you like what we do and want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/thehydianway.
Or you can send the team some cap at callfeed.com, the Hydian Way.
All right, and before we all run off, let's do XP for the night. So that's going to be the normal 10 XP, plus you have 5 to give away.
Woo.
Sweet. So, the normal 10, and the 5 I'm going to give away, I'm going to give it to Kedra for calling only Isasel. The smartest move you can do, which is the person... It's like, I'm the captain. It's like, I'm here for moral decisions for my crew.
Yes. I think I want to give mine to Norn, because you are a teacher, and even though it was before the whole thing, your whole classroom set up and asking questions with dilemmas, I'm going to give it to you because Kedra would not have liked to have sat in the class, but would have liked, but we'll do it out of respect for you.
And how relevant that became.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Here's the question, and then here, Kedra, here's a dilemma. Do you save everybody at the hospital, or do you let them die?
This is literally like a weekly show thing, like a sitcom or something.
Yeah, it's a cold open. 100%.
Imperial. Yes. I think that's awesome.
I absolutely fed that to Erica. Not at all.
No, you didn't. That was 100% inspired by me realizing that Norrin is essentially Chidi from The Good Place.
Yes.
I'll give my XP to the captain because that was some serious captaining. I really liked the escape. Not really an escape, I guess, but the evacuation of the building. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun to picture the whole thing happening in my head.
Oh, wait till next time we do this.
I also like the captain being like, if there's a moral problem, don't moralize. Call me.
It's her job to do the decisions for you.
Yeah, if you hadn't done Izazel, I would have done Izazel for I think you impress Norrin hardcore, which is pretty cool. So there's one little singular feeling that's trapped in a jar now. Anyway, so I get to give mine to Shen for being super cool and professional with the surgery set up in the med bay and delegating to Norrin and Trellway really well. I think that we got to see Shen and Kedra shine in their skill sets in these episodes, or about to get to see Kedra shine in her skill set, and I like that.
She's very good at being
lethal,
dumb at times. Well, she's kind of dumb at times, but when it comes to things she knows how to do it.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
This has been amazing, but we kind of need to get to the actual episode.
Oh yeah.
No, that's perfect for where it ends.
Wave after wave of my own men.
Oh, gosh darn
Too
it.
many.
Zach.
Too many.
Zach.
Sorry. I'll stop.
I will fix it.
Yep.
Okay, well,
Yep.
that's the reason why I'm not typing. It's like too many cooks.
Okay.
We're at the correct number of light side, dark side points.
Clone troopers. So I'm going to go and I'm going to stormtroopers, these stormtroopers, and I'm going to go shoot them. Okay, I'm going to probably start a big old shooting thingy, and I might die, but I'm going to go do it anyways because they need to die. Okay.
Good call on being like, no, I have only called Izazel. Only called Izazel. Izazel's the only person hearing me.
Yes.
Because no. Mm-mm.
Norin would have said no. She's like, I have to talk
My
to the
internal
captain.
Norin right now, I've just been like wide-eyed like this
Shit.
entire time.
Shin's comms are off. His personal comms, he's surgery in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's gonna turn all her stuff off now because she doesn't want any noise coming through.
The
Where someone
perfect
can
hunter.
actually hear, like, yeah.
Shin's got like really hard punk rock metal on headphones right now, and he's just going around.